I rise in support of Assembly Bill 1223 and thank the gentleman from San Rafael for bringing this forward. We just got through passing ACR 87 that also highlights National Gun Violence month that starts tomorrow. I had to rise in support of this bill because, one, it speaks to the very essence of what we need to do. I just articulated on this floor a few moments ago what my community is going through. I talked about the city of Compton with the unsolved murders that are taking place. I've talked about the city of the community of Watts, where I was born and raised. I also talked about my son being a victim, he and his fiance, of gun violence. Understand this: if you have never, ever met or had anybody in your family be a victim of gun violence, let me say something: you're blessed. You never want to get a phone call like I got a phone call that I thought my life was turned upside down when I received a phone call that my oldest child, understand, let me put a point in it. My first child was killed by a hit-and-run motorist at 3 years old. Then now my second oldest, walking down the street in April just to get out of the house, him and his fiance, and then some asshole, drive by on a Sunday and start shooting. And to get that phone call, my world was turned upside down, members. You never want to get that phone call like we've got. But thank God the story is that they both lived. But one man in that same situation died. He died. That's what's taking place on our street. We just had San Jose and the massacre that took place in San Jose. At work, where you think that your workplace is a safe space. But this issue is very prevalent. So people say, Mike, why you get all excited? Do you have to do all that? You're damn right I got to do all that. Because you haven't walked in my shoes. You haven't lived where I lived. This is real. When it comes down to gun violence, I'll take on the NRA so that our babies don't have to be victimized by gun violence. In this state, we can do better. And a program like CalVet puts the kinds of resources in communities of color that is absolutely critical to stop the gun violence. Father Boyle of Homeboy Bakery said this: give a man or woman a job, you stop a bullet. And I sometimes get persecuted because I want to talk about jobs. But that's my trajectory. You give somebody who just got out of prison a job, he's going to turn or her life all around. If you put resources so after-school kids who can have somewhere to play and go swimming. I have kids in my district who've never been to the snow before. Never been to the snow. They've seen it on TV, but they've never actually touched snow. Imagine that. We have to do better, and we can do better. And I know this is a tough vote for many of you in communities that you represent. Guns is a taboo kind of thing. I get that. But I'm asking you to push past yourself. Push past what your community may not be dealing with gun violence. But what about somebody else's community like my community, which I care about? I stand on those people's shoulders who give me an opportunity to stand on this green carpet and to raise my voice on behalf of them. I'm asking you for a strong aye vote. We need 2/3 for this bill. I'm asking you to support this bill.